we influence each other as we go on our journey through time. One of those who influenced me most, and had the greatest influence in the end, was Father John Ryan. In those days, the Oblates of Mary Immaculate had the care of a lot of North Wales, and therefore he was always around. He was our chaplain with regard to anything happening in Welsh. He was a brilliant man, spoke fluent German, fluent Irish, fluent Welsh, was a good Latinist, and had a doctorate. We were on the same wavelength, and I would go with him wherever he went to serve Holy Mass and sing as cantor. And one day, after the Welsh Mass at Gillylydan, he pulled out of his pocket a letter from Ireland, from the Novice Master of Q on the Cross, and said simply in Welsh, if you want to take it up, it's there. He'd had the brainwave that would be a good solution, as I was coming to the end of theology at Bangor. Then he eventually came to see me when I was transferred to Italy. That was his last journey. He eventually had to be put into care because of his age, and he died in 2001. He never saw me celebrate, but after his death I was given his chalice, his little portable kit, and I still use it very often. Now, when things hadn't worked out, I had come back to Wales, and I would very quickly find him again. That's before he sent me to Ireland eventually. And I was serving as before at Gillylydan, and I was very moved to find the same altar, the same tone, the same friends, the same spiritual father. And the desire, of course, to be back in Wales was still there. So, moved, I wrote these lines: Offeren Gymraeg, Welsh Mass, assisting Father Ryan as before. O little land of hope, O land of song, O land of mine, mine own, 'neath heaven's dome, I cannot be far from this sound, as long as I in youth had thought, nor can I roam tomorrow and tomorrow in this world without the eyes I know, the accents fond that in this vale of tears my soul once heard, in days that weaved of all the deepest bond. O altar on the world, stand high hereon, and let me hold the Lamb where I must be, there where he gave me flesh, for there is none of Erin born that can thee touch as we. For though the flame is one, I bear one spark, and I shall fire thee yet, if given this mark. As it happens, he was the one who actually got me to the priesthood, insofar as when I was sent to Italy, because there were a few hiccups messages coming from Ireland, a few of us had left at the same time and things weren't happy. Letters might be following us, but that's another story. He came to see me in Italy, and at the request of my prior there, wrote to the Archbishop of Siena, and very quickly I was ordained. But he never saw to see me celebrate. I wanted to find his tomb, and we are now looking for it. This is a beautiful, quiet graveyard in their house here in Ireland, the Oblates of Mary Immaculate, founded by the now canonized Bishop Eugène de Mazenot, Bishop of Marseille. There's a beautiful church to Our Blessed Lady there, and a whole Rosary Park. But these graves are very Carthusian looking, except the Celtic crosses. They're all the same, and they are very economic because they only have to dig up a bit of the grass to put a new one in. And so that's how they've done it. They're very humble, just got a number on each one, and one finds which one is by looking at these. There are brothers, there are students, and there are priests. And here he is. It's Father John Ryan, 2001. And now we'll try to find the tomb in question. As it says, Requiem aeternam dona eis Domine.
Hello. How are you?
Good.
Yes, yes.
It must be this one. The 6 has disappeared, but it must be that one because that's the sequence. Must be that one. So, the mortal remains are there. He gave all his life to Wales, ordained there as a young man, and he learned and mastered the language very quickly. And his hope was that I'd be able to carry on his work quietly, because the advantage of being with the Premonstratensian was that it wasn't completely enclosed and they were close to Wales. I was able to celebrate more than once Holy Mass at Giltladan after he died. and he had this great devotion to the Madonna. He would always say the Rosary every day. Even on the train, I remember him praying it. These must be early ones. They're going back a long time, those. So that was when he got me into Kilnacrock there. The sale was very simple. The monastery is now closed. And here, at the front door of the abbey, we are together. So life goes on. And as one of my former confreres wrote to me when I was being ordained, priests come and go. They die, but the priesthood carries on. And it's as though one can engender another when one is a spiritual father, handing on by inspiration and example what can actually carry on after their death. Ego sum resurrectio et vita, recreditime, et siam timotus fuere et omnis vivit et creditim, non morietur in aeternum, et iam aeternam dona eis Domini, et lux perpetua lucia tentis, requiescant in pace. Amen.